for sure. I thought you were going to say, boys, get ready to wake up early.
You know the difference between me and Travis?
What's
This
that?
is the face of first place.
It finally proved to Matt maybe that I'm the better captain. I told him when all this started, I said I'm not ready to partner up yet. This might be the one thing that we compete at for a while, and I'm okay with that.
Video rolling. Oh, there she goes.
I'm really not worried about playing their team.
I mean, my 900 self shoots like an 8 down out there. So
One shot fired at the pink elite team. Well,
I'm hoping there's like a 55-point difference when we're done, and we'll see if we can do it.
I know Matt, so honestly, like, I just hope whoever gets matched against them, they just somehow they get it. You know that their putts are going in that day.
their captain's a bagger, and quite frankly, I'm like I am trying to keep myself as the swing player because I almost want to go smack that bagger around out there and have some fun against him. I love the man to death, but I know he's been playing the cripple card for a while, we were tooled on for being the old guys and having so many age protected players, and I'm just gonna say Charles Mayo has got more creaks and cracks at his age than I do at my age, so you'll find no sympathy from me on the creaks and cracks.
Honestly, I've been like so busy this week that I didn't realize the weather was going to be how it was until today. I was told. And so I haven't really had a lot of time to process it, but I know somebody said 37 at night, Friday night. So it's going to be brisk.
Man, we're Texas boys around here. It changes every 5 minutes in Houston. Weather is weather. That don't affect it. Only thing it does is make the disc a little more stiff and I believe a little more stable.
Suits my northern ass just fine. I don't have a problem with it at all. Start off a little cool and let the day warm up. Weather's not going to affect me at all. My crew, I've got some people that are from some different areas of the country as well. So, we'll put up with it just fine.
The weather should be beautiful. It's going to be a little nippy in the morning, but I think it'll fare out nicely.
Course selection, it's not really working out. Like I said, so I originally was like, okay, so Sharu and Tanner and Charlie, they live kind of on the other part of town. I think Andrew lives down there. And so really I was just trying to be nice to some of my own team and like have a course that's more south because we already have Northside and Stonebridge. So plus it's a fun course to play. It'll be good.
So for starters, we're playing at Northside. So it's kind of like a second home course for us. We're not really worried about it. All of our guys, we play there all the time. Especially, me and Hunter, we literally work next door to it. We got all the Lucky Ace guys. They run events there all the time. We're not concerned with the course at all.
Course-wise, we've already discussed this one. That's home number 2. That's back door. That's the backyard. So I'm gonna like this, man. This is gonna be fun because TC really is a neutral course. It's not like TAT where you have to have a certain shot or finesse. TC is either power or just the accuracy, really, and just staying off the staying in bounds. That's really a big thing, is staying in bounds at TC. Just make sure you're not overshooting your shot. Stay away from the trees and the many that there's not. And just put it underneath the basket. That's the name of the game. It should be a pretty good birdie fest out of TC.
Well, there's a lot of them. Everything hinges on the roster that you're going to see that day. Everything does. And so, that's the first thing to note. You got to know who's coming. And from a home team advantage standpoint, we chose a course that had more than 18 holes, knowing that the format is 18 holes. We chose a course that had multiple tee pads as well. I can alter a course legally to fit the strengths of my players or to exploit the weaknesses of their players or to restrict certain strengths from their players. So there's all kinds of things you can do. The home team sets the start time. It's those kinds of things that you can do you know, I said from the very beginning, this is a thinking man's version of disc golf because it's as much about knowing the idiosyncrasies of the players that you're playing against as it is their own talent.
That's a tough one because really, I mean, the only benefit to being the home team is the ability to set the matches. But to an extent, you only get so much of an advantage that way. I mean, it goes back to the course. They can play different holes, different layouts, but I don't know. It's kind of tough being a captain because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to prepare for when you're in situations like this.
You know, I'm kind of handcuffed this weekend because I'm already out. Sharu's in a wedding, so I'm not really sure there's an advantage this weekend. Like he said, it's also, I mean, TC is it's not very. I don't want to say it's not difficult. All disc golf to me is hard, but
Yeah, you can call it that. I'll allow it. It's not a hard course.
it's not the hardest course. You know, it's different than what I'm used to playing even. So it'll be kind of fun to get out there and play a round where you know your drive's going to get at least a little bit of distance on it. So I'm not sure there's like much of a home field advantage, I guess, but you just got to get out there and play.
And it's, you know, picking some of it because, you know, you get the first pick, so you know, whatever division that, you know, you feel that you need some help in or you know you have a weak spot in, it's easy for you to be able to, you know, kind of choose that wisely. Like for Stillwagon, when he came in, he had one division he knew that was, you know, going to be rough on him, so he really isolated and made sure he picked that division well, and he tried to, like I said, he tried to counteract what he knew what was coming. So that's the big thing is kind of, you know, trying to counter, you know, after he does something, I got to be like, okay, you know, he might get that point there. So I got to come down here and, you know, try to wiggle my way in with somebody else to try to get those points back. Like I said, there's, like we were talking about, there's no advantage really. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be shoot and miss. And it really depends on how many people Travis is bringing. Because I know I got the whole squad together. And we know each other very well. So, I mean, when it comes to doubles, even match play, we know, hey man, you know, I'm not really good with this guy, you know, we're gonna have to move up this way, it's, you know, move some people around type of thing. So I think it's gonna be a really good, you know, maneuver. And there's a 10-point difference right now. I'm hoping there's like a 55-point difference when we're done, and we'll see if we can do it.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't know or you're new to the whole Winter League thing, the 1 year we ran it, yes, my team got first and Matt's got second, but we actually never played each other. So this is the first time that these two teams these two captains will meet up. And it'll be very interesting to see how it goes down. We both have the concept down pretty well, and it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. But I think it's going to be a good match, and it'll finally prove to Matt maybe that I'm the better captain.
The guys that we're playing against are the guys we see week in and week out. So it's going to be a fun, friendly match, but it's going to be interesting because it's like, you know, it looks like the old Spring Valley Sunday Mini back in its heyday, you know. Forward to the matchup itself. This is kind of the matchup that didn't happen the first iteration of this Winter League. So, you know, both captains are looking forward to that. I know that. I'm really not too concerned. You know, this match is going to be a 9-on-9 match. I just found out a little while ago that one of my players is not going to be available. So that's going to make a little bit of a difference. I'm really not worried about playing their team. I know one of their players that's not going to be there. It doesn't really nullify, you know, our absent player, but you know, it's going to make the matchups interesting. I think this is going to come down to the swing players.
This is again one of those statements that it's half true, half false.
Come on, come on, come on.
Open the pod bay doors, Will. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't